We back?
Yeah.
We're back. Oh my god. It was a very small delay there, but we're back. Someone kicked the cable out.
I don't know who that was.
It was someone. I gotta tell you, got a good look at the guy. Very handsome. That's all I remember. Just great head of hair, like really sharp green eyes,
So we are
kissable
off.
lips.
Oh my god. We are off to the races here. At the top of your screen, you have Fletcher. He's playing Mono White Devotion with a Yorion companion.
Yep.
Sorry, actually, I believe this is
Yeah, it's
upside
reversed.
down.
Yeah.
This is the other way. I'll get that fixed just a second.
Fletcher's on the bottom.
So,
Daniel's on top.
Daniel is at the top of your screen. He's playing Gear Hulk Creativity.
This is a deck that you played years ago.
Well, before everybody else did.
Yeah, and it was an absolute stomper then.
When
It's a stomper now.
When Pioneer got announced, I got super duper excited because I loved that. What do you call it? The Etherworks Marvel deck.
Yes.
From Standard. So
Yeah.
like the day that Pioneer got announced, I bought a bunch of foils.
Yep. Including like Emrakul, 13 mana Emrakul.
And I got them for super cheap. And I built 2 decks. I built Blue Red Gear Hulk Creativity.
Yep.
And I built Etherworks Marvel.
Correct.
So I think foil creativities are like $40 now, and
Correct.
I paid $1 for each of my
Yes.
copies.
And I remember playing against you while I was on Winota, like full powered Winota. This was like right after the Wolf Moon set came out.
Yeah.
And we basically got the tech to make Winota tier S in Pioneer, and I played that deck when it was a meme, and I was like, oh well, I guess it's good now. And little did I know at the time it was beyond good. And even still, you and I played matches against each other, and it was a slug. Like, you and I fought back and forth with those decks, and, like, the Gear Hulk Creativity deck is very real and very good. Because oftentimes you can just cast Gear Hulk.
Yeah, like essentially you're just playing this control deck. You have a lot of like really like valuable 2-for-1 types of spells.
Yes.
You see one of them there now in the Prismari command.
Yep.
And then you just go over the top with a Gear Hulk, which you can find with creativity.
Yes.
Very easily.
Easily.
And then you get to flashback those 2-for-1s.
Yep. And like your favorite was we had those spells from the Prismari thing that you get to pitch.
Magma Opus.
That you get to pitch, and that card did work.
It did, yes.
I don't know if Daniel is playing Magma Opus, but let me tell you, that's a swinger.
I don't know that the lists are playing the Magma Opus anymore. It's much lower to the ground. Maybe they still are, but like the ability to make a treasure, and then for it to go to your graveyard, and then use the creativity to destroy the treasure. It's just such good synergy.
Yeah, if I was to build this deck, that is how I would build it because it's so much fun. That being said, Daniel just making tokens here really effortlessly. And Fletcher not putting as much pressure on them as I think you would like. Mono White tends to go very fast with the right draws. The curve on
so Mono White Devotion is like a slower mid-range deck.
Is it?
Yeah.
From what I've seen, the curve is super low, and you're just humans.
Nope. That is not what this is.
Oh,
this is
weird.
Mono White Devotion.
Devotion.
So you see in play here, there is a portable hole.
Yes.
He's got portable hole. He's got ossification.
Okay. Yep. Good removal.
He goes up over the top with cards like Cavalier of Dawn. He's playing a bunch of pip-dense cards.
Okay. So in the past, these death and taxes lists that go bigger, we have basically said that they eschew the taxes and are just death.
Death, yeah.
So
here is an ossification. That card that is a creature right now you see is the backside of a Birth of Meletus.
Okay. We've got another ossification.
He is looking to play a very long and grindy game.
Okay. We're trading 1 for 1, totally comfortable with it, and just trying to beat his opponent on the board.
Yep.
let's see here. So the nice thing is if he's playing Yorion and he was able to take out those tokens.
Right. He can now flicker these enchantments, and when they come back, they'll get to exile something else.
Yeah, because the tokens they no longer exist. The game forgot about them. Like Dre.
Rip.
Oh, cute. And we got a Gear Hulk. Just a hard cast Gear Hulk.
That thing has flash, boys.
Yeah, and it lets you play an instant without paying its mana cost.
Yes.
And
card is fantastic.
One of the reasons I like this version of creativity is it is easy to hard cast Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
It like 5 mana or 6 mana when you're like getting a 5/6 with flash and another relevant card out of your graveyard is nothing. Like he's at 20 life. There's very little pressure on the board right now. Fletcher has spent a lot of his removal, and now he can. We've got a 6 minute. Holy!
See, I told you.
Holy moly!
This is not what you were expecting in any capacity.
I am genuinely excited about this deck now.
Yeah.
I love both of these decks. I feel like the last 2 rounds we saw like very stock Pioneer lists, and now we're seeing like
the spice,
the aggressive spice. And these guys are 2-0 on the day, going into round 3.
Here is a Magma Opus. So this card, not only does it have a flamey elephant in
your favorite
in the art, my favorite, but it does a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And he's hard. Is he just casting this?
He did. He hard cast the Magma Opus. So it deals 4 damage, divided as you choose, among any number of targets.
Yep. Creatures,
so,
planeswalkers, players.
This is a Fury that can target a player.
Correct.
And then it taps 2 permanents, creates a 4/4, and you draw 2 cards.
And interestingly, if you have this in the graveyard and you cast your Gear Hulk, you just get this for free.
Yes. Absurd.
This is the heat. Like, this was the entire impetus behind the deck for you.
Yeah, I just wanted to cast this card specifically a million times.
You were like, what is the best instant? It is this.
Yeah. Sublime Epiphany was also really good. So
sure.
I had 4 copies of Magma Opus and then 2 copies of Sublime Epiphany.
Yeah.
So like getting to immediately copy your Torrential Gear Hulk.
So
a lot of the times, if I had both of them, I would use the first Gear Hulk to copy Sublime Epiphany, which would copy the Gear Hulk, which would then copy the Magma Opus.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I would immediately just put 14 power onto the board.
14 deal 4 damage, tap 2 permanents, draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
And also one of your cards has a sweet elephant on it.
It does, yes.
So that's sick. Right. And a Wandering Emperor here.
Wandering Emperor going to get flashed in and take care of this 4/4.
Yeah, you weren't lying.
Fletcher's going to gain 2 life. Yeah, it's just
this is so big.
All the great. That's what she said. It's just all the great.
I hope so. And there's another Gear Hulk. Holy crap!
Yes, all the haymakers.
And we're gonna see another Magma Opus just get cast for free.
Yep. So one of the Wandering Emperor, 3 to Fletcher. He'll get to tap a couple things, make a 4/4, draw 2 cards.
9 power in play.
Insane.
Yep. And now Fletcher is to answer this, which he has answered. That's the thing is, to me, I'm thinking about this white deck as the small white list, and I'm like, there's no way he can answer this, but he can. There's absolutely.
Yeah. Most death.
Yeah, there's no evasion on the Gear Hulk, right?
Nope.
So he can just throw down tokens. He's got this Castle Ardenvale now.
Yep. We can just block it for days.
Just block it infinitely, and just if he just buys Yorion now, he can have a turn. Oh, and it's just a Doomscar. It's just a Doomscar.
Just a hard cast.
Just hard cast Doomscar. I'm not even mad. I'm just this is amazing.
Sweet. So when we were getting the players ready in the feature match area, I had actually never met the player who's playing mono white, and I asked him, can I take a look at your deck? And when I pulled it out, I immediately knew that it was a Yorion
Correct.
pile because it was so big. Again, that's what
she
said.
Yep.
Then when I started looking at it, I was like, huh. Well, this is fun.
You see the 6 mana Elspeth, and that's that clues you in on what's happening.
Yes.
And there it is,
another one.
Yeah.
And are we done?
What just happened?
Are we done? The game apparently was over. Let's go find out. Let's go find out who conceded.
Blake's gonna go run and gun, and find out what happened there. Fletcher was on 8 life, so if Daniel had the ability to opus there and then deal 4 damage, that's usually enough. We're gonna find out real quick what happened. Blake, any idea?
Daniel got that one.
Daniel got it. How did you get him for 8 damage?
I think it was just a concession. I'm not sure. Maybe he flashed him another Magma Opus.
Oh, okay.
Or another Gear Hulk or something like that.
Got it. Because he could just hard cast it.
He was really far ahead there, I think.
Yeah, it's honestly a little wild that Fletcher was just able to hold his own too, like just 1 for 1. I wonder. There was no real time for him to buy Yorion to cast it, was there?
I don't know. He didn't tap out every turn, I don't think, but he was probably looking to just, like you said, use that Castle Ardendale to blank, combat force by blocking. So yeah, I think a Magma Opus there probably just seals the deal. Mm-hmm. It gets him 4 damage plus the 4/4, and if Fletcher doesn't have the answer right away, I mean, he did have the Elspeth though, and Elspeth down ticks to destroy anything with converted mana cost or power 4 or greater. I mean,
you got it. So which is every threat in Daniel's deck, nearly, except for the tokens. The thing is that Fletcher went board wipe into board wipe. Mm-hmm. And still couldn't suppress the amount of inevitability that Daniel had, just like in the generalized oeuvre of his deck. All of these super high powered.
Oh, so the Elspeth got countered, and then he animated the Hall of Storm Giants and attacked.
Okay. Yes, thank you, 6/5. That's really helpful. It's hard to keep track of some of the lands, but the Hall of the Storm Giant is definitely that's a game ender.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 7 power.
Dodges every amount of sorcery speed removal.
Yep.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, Daniel's sort of a seasoned player here, but this is
Daniel comes to basically all of our tournaments.
Yeah. He's I think this is a new build though that we've seen.
He always plays.
He always plays this.
Well, he always plays creativity.
I
don't know if he probably bounces between versions or.
He was in modern
last. Adjustments.
He played. I think he played creativity in modern
he
last
Pioneer.
tournament. Did he?
Played creativity and Pioneer. Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Same deck, same team, same deck.
Got to stick with the team, make it work.
Yeah, I mean.
Doing well, obviously.
When you find some people you get along with and you can have some fun, why not?
I have no idea what that's like.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends.
No. We don't hang out or talk when we're not recording or.
Sometimes I feel like that's all we do.
Yeah, basically. Oh my gosh. So what are we boarding in here? What are these decks? I have no idea what these decks look like.
So I know Daniel is bringing in a couple copies of the Kraken.
The Hullbreaker Horror?
The Hullbreaker Horror, yeah.
Yep.
So taking out some of those Gear Hulks, I would imagine, bringing in the Hullbreaker Horror. Maybe he's just going up on threats in general. Hullbreaker Horror does seem really, really good against a deck that doesn't have much instant speed interaction. As far as mono white goes, the world is your oyster.
Yeah, you've got. Oh man, I'm trying to find a list. So we've got Deck and Stone. I think that would be reasonable. You get to exile basically if they get to deploy.
Deck
a
and
couple
Stone does exile, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It exiles a creature and all other creatures with that name. So if he deploys multiple tokens, ECD could also be a good inclusion.
Doesn't seem great. I mean, it is a lot of value if it gets to stick around or even resolve, but I think, with the nature of the way that the counter magic kind of just lines up really, really well with him tapping out every turn.
Yeah.
It's going to be really hard for him to resolve some of those bigger things. Something like Rest in Peace,
Yes.
though, that you can, get in early under that counter magic.
Just turn off his deck.
Yeah.
The problem is,
Well, it doesn't exactly turn it off because if he's
Ish.
bringing in Hullbreaker horrors,
oh right,
he's taking out the graveyard stuff. So, but still, it will at least invalidate parts of his deck.
and I imagine Daniel's playing some amount of a Boro to bounce it if he can.
Oh, you mean
Not a Boro.
Otawara.
Otawara, yeah, the other Kamigawa land, so he can bounce the threat or bounce the rest in peace. That one's mine. Blake is on the hunt for snackies right now. You see, he's a snacky boy who needs to eat.
I'm actually not.
Oh, aren't you?
No, not at all. In a normal day, I eat maybe 1.5 times. But I've been doing the intermittent fasting.
Oh, yeah. How's it going?
I have lost like 8 pounds
That's
in
pretty
the last
good.
month. Yeah. I always gain a bunch of weight in the wintertime. Especially now that I have a job where I basically just sit at a desk all day long.
Right.
I spent the entire wintertime eating tacos.
Correct.
And cheeseburgers and not moving around a whole lot. I put on about 25 pounds.
Oh my God, yeah.
So,
What is that? Is that the birth of Miletus?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that is a birth of Miletus. Gain 2 life, search a library for planes, and then on the backside it's an 0-4.
Yeah, that's a good card.
It is very good.
Yeah, I like sagas that turn over into stuff.
Yeah.
And makes the wall.
It makes an 0-4 wall. Yeah.
Yeah. Relevant against
Birth of Miletus doesn't actually turn over.
oh, does it? It just makes it goes away.
Yeah. This is Restoration of Aganjo.
Oh, that's the one that flips over.
That's the one that flips over. Yeah.
Getting countered there.
So, Restoration of Aganjo. It's amazing how many there are in this matchup.
They're all good, especially the ones in the ones from Neon Dynasty, right? Like,
Yeah. So Restoration of Aganjo, the 3-mana one, search your library for a basic planes, reveal it, put it in your hand, and then on chapter 2, you can discard a card. When you do, you return a permanent with mounting value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. On the backside, it is a
three.
announcement in the
Yes.
way that it just goes. Gets you a ton of card advantage. You get to search for planes, and then you get a card back out of your graveyard, and then you get to make a creature that makes more creatures
Yes.
whenever it attacks or blocks. So,
And as far as floor goes, on that second ability, you can discard the planes that you tutored
yeah.
and then bring it back. Because it's a card with mana value 2 or less. Planes is a card with mana value 2 or less.
Yeah.
So you can just get a second land drop for the turn.
I don't know if that specific thing works.
It does, yeah. I've done that before with this card.
You can discard a planes and choose it at the target as the target
Yes.
at the same time.
Yep.
Because you have to discard
When
first.
you do, yep,
When
discard,
you do.
and then when you do, you can target the planes. Yeah, it's sick.
So another recently banned standard card, Reckoner Bankbuster.
Ooh, yeah, and then
an Arcan of Emeria.
that's gonna turn off Daniel's deck in a big way, because he can no longer cast more than one spell per turn, which means if he gear hulks, he doesn't get to do it.
Or if he creativities.
Yep.
Oh, I guess you don't cast the card off of creativity. Do you?
Yeah,
You
it's
just put it into play.
yeah. But if he creativities, he can get the gear hulk, but he can't cast the spell out of the graveyard. So all of that value is just gone.
Wow. Fable of the Mirror Breaker going to transform here.
Yeah, Fletcher's got removal for it. Now's the time. What's the card on the far right on
That's
Fletcher?
a Reckoner Bank.
Oh, that's the Bankbuster. Yeah. This is like Neon Dynasty the deck. That set was so impactful in so many ways without feeling like it was busted in half. Like they really rode that line of like all of the power without power without breaking anything, in the same way that like
It is a very elegant thing.
yeah.
The way that they were able to balance most of the stuff. Although, I mean, cards like Beseiju, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, even the Wandering Emperor to some extent are pretty pushed.
Yeah.
But they're not pushed to the point where they they break the format, although they are very format warping. So I don't know if the delta between those two things is very far apart.
Hard to say.
Fable again.
Fable's the one that's
banned
like
in standard now, but not banned for power level specifically, but banned because of ubiquity.
Correct.
The card just kind of does everything.
It's also the difference between a proactive versus a reactive card.
Yeah.
Like, very powerful reactive cards tend to be the limiters on formats, whereas very powerful proactive cards are the ceiling of the format.
Divide by 0, going to put that Arcanum Emeria back into
Yep.
Fletcher's hand here. Not sure what Daniel put into his hand. He's going to take a draw step.
Just get in,
Looks
make a
like
token.
The Goblin Shaman token is going to get in the red zone.
If there's a time to creativity, you know, we can get three triggers out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can get 3 creativity triggers here if we have creativity in hand. So we have 3 tokens, triple red. Yeah, restoration does not target until the cost has been paid. Daniel now in a good position. All he needs to do is get a creativity right.
Care of the Arcanum Emeria.
Yep.
Which puts him in a position where he can start casting.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know how stocked his graveyard is, but I don't think it has to be. If you can flip 3.
I mean, Divide by 0 is basically Ancestral Recall.
Yes.
In this deck.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be something crazy like a Magma.
I guess it's true, yeah.
Divide by 0 is
some amount of
very
value.
good on its own.
And three, like rolling into 3 separate Gear Hulks, that's, you know, enough power to end the game generally pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a hard cast Gear Hulk. So we're going to get a DB0. It's a Magma.
Magma Opus is just going to take care of the pilot token.
Tap down some stuff. Lands, probably. Or the wall. I don't know if that's doing anything.
I believe we are in Fletcher's upkeep, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow. That's right, Flash.
The pilot token is going to go away. He's going to take 3 damage to the face. 4/4 coming. He's going to draw a couple cards, and then Fletcher will get to take his draw step. He plays a land for the turn. Let's see what he's got.
So we get 11 power on the board for Daniel right now.
He does get to resolve this Arcanum Emeria again, although I think the damage has already been done.
Yeah, 9 power, too much probably. Unless he has some amount of removal, which like a Doomscar right now would be pretty sick.
It would clean up the board.
You lose your wall, but I mean, I don't think you mind.
No, you don't care about that thing. That's why it's there, because you don't care about it.
Yeah, it's a bonus. It's an add-in. Yeah, I think any kind of board wipe. We do have 6 mana to play with here, so like the Elspeth would be good. We got a treasure token there. Yeah.
I suppose. He does have those 2 treasure tokens, so something like a Make Disappear will just ruin his day if he tries to cast an Elspeth.
Another
here's
Reckoner
a second
Bank.
copy of Reckoner Bank Buster.
Quite good. You're not a fan of this card, though.
Reckoner Bank Buster?
Yeah, I thought you said it was a little slow. I don't know this build necessarily, but like.
Well, I mean, in Pioneer, I think it's fine. Like it fills a really good like Sensei's Divine.
Yeah, I think we're talking about
role.
modern.
I don't remember specifically. The creature zone here, the wall is going to go away.
Blocking something too big for it to handle. Not blocking the Goblin token.
Pass back to Fletcher here.
Yeah. not doing a whole lot at this point in the game. Fletcher is sort of hitting all of his land drops, and I don't know if he's thinking about the Yorion right now.
It doesn't do a ton.
No.
Here it can reset the second copy of Bank Bus.
Yeah. Don't bounce your treasure token. Don't bounce your treasure token. Tip a piece of advice. Oh, there's an ECD.
Elspeth conquers death. Gonna
So-
come down.
Probably take care of the Gear Hulk.
Well, Daniel's got something to say about that. Here is a make disappear.
Yeah.
ECD's gonna go away.
There's a lot of mana. And a second.
Here is a second copy of Gear
There
Hulk,
it is,
and that
yeah.
looks like a concession from Fletcher. So Daniel going to take this down in 2 games
Every piston
pretty
firing.
easily. So that will be a lock for this team for the top 8.
Correct. They're 3-0
And,
now. Well,
Fletcher's team just needs another win.
assuming the other, at least one of the other teammates won.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, this is a team event, so
I guess he could lose this, win this game, but lose the match.
yeah. Like if Modern
Yes,
and
this
and
is
Legacy
a team
lose.
event, so
Yeah.
it's Legacy, Pioneer, Modern, and 2 out of the 3 teams have to win in order for your team to win the round.
That's what they say. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
All right, we are going to take a break.
Quick break.
And we will be right back with more Pioneer
Love you.
right after this.
Kiss kiss.